Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I think the stream's mostly working now. Twitch had a massive hissy fit today, so who the hell knows. I'll be looking at Assassin's Creed Liberation HD, which came out, it was either yesterday or the day before on Steam, priced at $20. Assassin's Creed Liberation originally was on the PlayStation Vita, and they decided, you know what, we can't have an Assassin's Creed game that's not on the consoles, because we sell a bazillion copies every time we put them on the consoles. So we decided to put it on the PC as well. I think it actually may have been the only time that an Assassin's Creed game has ever come out at the same time as on a console, although I've got to double check that. Let me just go have a look and see if that's actually true. It would be hilarious if it came out earlier. Assassin's Creed Liberation HD. No, it actually came out at the same time. I kid ye not. That's a first. Unless, of course, you count the Vita version. Yeah, we got it on PC at the same time. No, that's not true. PlayStation Network got it a day earlier than we did. So it continues the proud tradition. There we go. Yes, oh boy, another Assassin's Creed. Yeah, it's... And this is a weird one as well, because it comes out after Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, which was considered in some ways to be a really nice lease of life for the series because of all the piracy stuff and the open world stuff, and there was less assassin-y stuff and more blow stuff up with cannons. And then you get this, which is the polar opposite of that. So I'm intrigued. Options-wise, by the way, I screwed around with graphics a bit. I left everything else on the highest it would go. I don't think... Have we got the same situation here with the resolution? Oh, Jesus. It's just like Assassin's Creed for Black Flag, where it doesn't support 120 Hz at 1920 by 1080 for no apparent fucking reason. Aside from that, environment quality is at high. Everything else is as high as it'll go, with the exception of anti-aliasing. I found that when I first loaded the game, the frame rate was sub 60 when this was on very high. So turning it down to normal seemed to fix that, and then it's been solid 60. I'll use a gamepad for this as well, because it's Assassin's Creed. And you can actually customize the controls. It's just, for some reason, I assume it's because I have 360 enabled, so you can't actually mess around with the 360 controls, but if you set to keyboard and mouse, you can. So, there's that. It's like Code Redemption. Nope. Are you ready for 10 minutes of French piracy cutscenes? Well, it's actually not really French piracy, but it's some kind of nice stuff with the orange and blue contrast there. Welcome to the tutorial you get in every fucking Assassin's Creed game ever. It's okay, he won't start attacking me until I press B to deflect. It's fine. Oh look, it's the same as every other Assassin's Creed game. This is why it's really weird that they actually decided to put this on anything else, because it makes sense to have a different Assassin's Creed game on, say, a portable console, but we already have Assassin's Creed 3 and 4 and 2 and 1 and Brotherhood and Revelations, and oh god, please stop making Assassin's Creed games. It is different from 4 in the sense that it's more like 3. That's the thing about Liberation. Liberation was basically 3. Also, there was a snake. I'm not sure why. So, Liberation was a spin-off of 3. So, Aveline was actually in 4 as a piece of optional content that I think you got with the Digital Deluxe Edition or whatever.
Was it a nightmare? Oui. Only a dream.
Let me know about sound balance, by the way. As usual.
Shh, ma chérie, shh. Never apologize. A mother worries. Even a stepmother.
Thank you, Madeleine. Maman, do you worry too? Did you forget me? Or are you gone?
The world's worst curtain textures.
The night has better uses than sleep.
Even the cloth textures. Man, in comparison to Assassin's Creed 4, this game does not look good. I guess it makes sense if you... I don't know what they really did with it, because obviously they took the Vita version and then scaled it up and probably redid some of the texture work, but it really does look like Assassin's Creed 3 and not like 4. Which, it's pretty rough. Texture quality-wise, it's a lot weaker than 4. Even effects-wise, even fucking draw distance and things like that. You know, 4 was actually a really impressive-looking game at times. This looks like 2, if I'm gonna be honest. So it's not too good. The main problem I think I've got with this even being out is that if this had come out after Assassin's Creed 3, it would have kind of made sense, you know? But it comes out after 4, which means that it looks terrible by comparison. It is $20, so it is a lot cheaper than 4. So I'll give them credit for that. If they released it at 60, I would have said, yeah, you gotta be having a giraffe, mate. But no, they didn't. So they did release it at $20, which is a bit more reasonable.
A dressing chamber has been prepared for you in a strategic location.
But the main problem I've got with them even just bringing it out is that who exactly are they selling this to? I mean, 3 did not go down well with most people, especially not on PC. And yet, they still want to do the tutorial that they do at the start of every sodding Assassin's Creed game. And my leap didn't even work there for some reason. That's a bit weird. Well, whatever. Just climb up. And the only people I can see that would really... Why? My leap is not working. It's like, B to leap. Yeah, just like every other game. And then, I have a feeling that tutorial message might be wrong. So weird. Yeah, there's those bubbles as well. They come around. They just seem to be like tutorial markers. It's actually A to leap, not B. So I'm really not sure what they were telling me there in the tutorial. That was weird. May have been some vestige from the old Vita game. I was going to say, B was never jumped before. Yeah, that's leap, as you can see. I mean, it handles exactly the same way. This is actually one of the big problems I've had with Assassin's Creed, is that all of the assassins handle the same way, and they all fight the same way, and it's a little annoying. It was actually one of the bugbears that I had with Assassin's Creed 4, in that it's like, oh, it's a random pirate with no assassin's training, but he moves in exactly the same way as all of the other assassins. I mean, really? Seems a little silly. Like, basic climbing puzzle. Alright, okay. There we go. Yeah, she only looks mildly suspicious. Oh, man, those textures. What's with the skybox? I don't know if you can see that, because obviously it's going to be a little bit blurry on the stream, but the skybox looks like it doesn't have enough colors in it. It actually reminds me of a long time ago when I used to run an older computer that could only support 32,000 colors. It looks like that, which in DirectX 11 is not something you would expect. There's no multiplayer whatsoever, at all. So, that's something to bear in mind there. It's gotta be is there a fast way off this tower? Or did they actually decide not to do that? That would be amusing. Oh yeah, of course there's a fast way off the tower. There we go. That's really weird. It's almost like the frame rate tanked while I was doing that. Either that or it just wasn't a smooth rotation. It looked like it was running at 30 when I did that. I don't have my frame rate counter up. It's probably for the best because obviously the stream does take a pretty big hit on the frame rate. I did test it earlier and it was pretty solid 60, so didn't seem to be anything wrong with that. I'd bloody well hope so. Like, although with very high AA, it actually goes below 60, which is kind of a joke considering. Why can't I just fire a cannon at him? I guess I could just go stabbing them, but I don't... Oh, I do have a sword. There we go. I got my blades. Stab all of the soldiers! Alright. I wonder, this might just desynchronize me, but... Stab all of the soldiers. There we go. And they actually put notoriety back in this one, which they got rid of entirely in Assassin's Creed 4. Yep, same as before. Hit B to counter, hit X to stab, and do so all over and over again. Although I need to actually counter a little bit earlier. There we go. Countering a little bit too late, so that's not working out too well. Just randomly murdering a bunch of people for no reason. Sounds about right. It is Assassin's Creed after all. Get back into the swing of it. Ah, so you bribe magistrates, right, so... Very... More old-school Assassin's Creed than the new one, where it just isn't that at all, really. The notoriety in Assassin's Creed is actually... Assassin's Creed 4 is actually on the sea, as opposed to anything else. Loot everything. Cash, cash, cash. As usual, by the way, as you can see, the crowd doesn't notice that there is a pile of dead soldiers in the middle of the town square. Yep, no stealth in Assassin's Creed, as, you know, never. There's this whole slave persona thing. It's like, let's grab this musket and see whether or not people are disturbed by the fact that a random citizen is wandering around with a sodding musket. They actually are. Interesting. That's pretty cool. It's like, hi guys, I have a musket. This is probably bad for you. Yeah, but the thing is, I also have notoriety, so that might have something to do with it. I need to go change into my slave persona. There we go. Okay. Ah, okay, that's interesting. So there's an actual assassin persona, and guards will notice her in her assassin's gear. And then you have slave persona, and also lady persona. Okay, that's cool. That's something a little bit different. Slave persona is weak in combat, has limited access. Really? Is it weak in combat, though? I bet it's not. Slave persona can blend with the crowd. Okay. See, that makes some fucking sense. That's really nice. Because, frankly, in the previous ones, like, oh, pay no attention to the white-robed, obvious assassin character in the middle of this crowd. That clearly looks nothing like the rest of them. It only made some sense in Assassin's Creed 1, where a lot of people were actually wearing white robes. And then after that, it made significantly less sense with every iteration. Up to the point where Connor just looked ridiculous. It's like, there's no way nobody would notice that. Okay, and you actually... It's a bit of a mix-up with Assassin's Creed 2 with the mechanics there. They're tearing down wanted posters and bribing magistrates. That was all rolled into one. Here it looks like you've got to do different things to reduce notoriety with different personas. The lady is weak in combat, can charm and bribe guards, gains notoriety slower than the other personas. Okay. And to lower lady's persona notoriety, kill witnesses using any persona. Okay. The lady can't jump, climb, and sprint. Okay. And assassins can climb freely. A slave persona can free run. Okay. Alright. That is kind of neat. I say, I do want to see if you get less health. I do want to see if I can just randomly slaughter everybody.
Arrive at the plantation. A perfect cover.
Let's go and find
something
something to kill. So you'll see, like, the 3 personas are actually listed at the top there, and the notoriety for each, which is interesting. So apparently by changing your clothes, you confuse the hell out of people. Alright, so let's see what she's like in combat.
I'll show you a thing or two.
Apparently just as good as the other one. But slave persona gains notoriety very easily. Okay. You see, what would be really great is if you didn't even have a weapon as the slave persona, like, and it was all running and all hiding. I wonder if there's another persona that actually works like that, but it's really, really easy just to horribly murder people in Assassin's Creed. It always has been. Which to me is just daft, frankly. Alright. Oh, there's some other guards over there? Okay, where was the guard? He was over here. Oh, is he on the roof? Alright, and... Oh, you can actually climb. It said that you couldn't. But apparently you can. So, never mind. So yeah, you can climb freely as a slave. Stabby, stabby. There we go. Let's see what happens if I run around with a musket now. Hi, I'm a slave with a musket. That's terrifying. Look at how terrifying I am. I am a slave with a musket. Look at this. This is terrifying. There we go. That was interesting. Was it only the white people that were terrified by me? It actually was. Wow, that's hilarious. The white people are terrified that I have a gun. The black people don't care in any way. Ah.